Time has come again for yet another EP review, and this time we are looking at Smallz' newest project, Defiled in the Lavender Fields. Now, I found her music about the same time I found out about LSP in general when a friend showed me the label and a lot of the artists on it, and I gotta say, her music is super solid, and I loved her last solo album, Process of Elimination, which, yep, up here. I still have the poster right above the NetFest one. It's like just out of screen, but it's been there, I think, since the album came out, pretty much. Been there, and then I also love the collab album she did with Scum called Blame Us. So this project is 9 tracks in total, coming in just under 24 minutes, and I'm crossing my fingers that it will be good. So I'm just going to give it a listen and I'll come back in a second and we'll just go from there. Okay, so after our first listen, it was honestly great. I really love this. This is probably one of my best, like one of the best EPs that I've heard this year. And it definitely has like a new sound it feels to it, which threw me off because I was not expecting it, but it still brought that same energy that the past projects have had, and I love it. Everything from the production of the instrumentals chosen to her vocals, everything had a solid mix. Like, nothing felt like it slipped up in any way possible. Like, everything was locked in and it worked. Everything moved like a well-oiled machine. Now we're gonna go to the track by track. First up is Gutted Eyes, and this is one that did throw me off at first, because it came in with like a slow and eerie sounding piano, but it did get me hooked, because I was like, wait a minute. Like, I had to do a double check to make sure I hit the right thing. But then when the beat came in and it kicked so well, but yet it wasn't all in your face, I love that. I like that it wasn't just slow, eerie intro and then all of a sudden, like an explosion. It was able to kind of follow the same kind of pattern and still bring that energy. Second track is Way Below Average, and it features Scum, which brings back more of that faster paced energy into it in a way for me. Two things I really did like on this are her vocal doubling on the verses, and it somehow works so well. I don't know a lot of people who it can work that well with, like more of a consistent time than just being an effect, but with hers it's like it really does enhance everything on it, and I like that. I also like the beat. It was like very minimal, focusing more on the drums while making more of the melody more of like on the back burner of it. But I feel like in this case it leans on the side of done well. Third is Lately, which I probably love the most on it, mainly because of the kick-ass drums. But overall, everything from the vocals, both rapping and singing, to the melody on it is just so beautifully molded together that it gets you hooked the whole time. Never mind to the next track, and I like the more higher-pitched chorus singing, but I also love the mixing here, especially since it seems that the chorus and verse sections in the beat have different melodies, or at least kind of altered, because the chorus does not have any sort of drums in it. It lets the vocals pop out so much more in that situation, but yet when the drums are in the actual beat in the verses, it helps out really well because the vocals and the drums seem to me like they pair really well. Like nothing's really against them in that situation, but yet they kind of help each other out, which I like. Fifth track is Lower Them Down, which is probably the most off-the-wall sounding track on here, with the beat sounding like it just downed a gallon of Red Bull. But Smallz, I would say, really popped off on this one, and it just made for a crazy song. Garbage is up next, and right from the start, her vocals, it scratched a part of my brain, and I love it. I don't know what it is. I think it's like the way she delivered or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's something. I like stuff like that where it's just like something different in there and it just kind of like grabs you and pulls you in more, and I love that. The beat is just also a wonderful feel, and it sounds to me like if you took the Central Circuit level soundtrack from Gex Enter the Gecko and just made it darker and a rap beat, that might not connect with everyone. And I know, because that's such an a fucking far out reference, because that's one of the first things my brain went to was that. I don't know why, but it is. Next is Dismembered Wishes featuring Bloody Ruckus, which I will say I love how well their vocals blend together on a song, and I honestly feel like they should do a collab EP or an album. I would love it. I think a lot of people would love it because their vocals, they mix so well together. I don't know how to word it, but it works so good. 8th is Trash Day, which I love the chorus on, and the beat specifically sounds so weird, but I love it. Like, the main melody for me sounds almost aquatic, if that makes sense. Like, the little droplets in it. Something about that, I don't know, it just gets like an aquatic feel for me. And the drums took a backseat here, which I do like, since it lets this melody sit more up front with the vocals. Last is Pandora's Box, which I feel is a great send-off to the whole thing, and it feels like it brings the whole entire thing full circle to the first track, and with the vibe it gives off, and the selection of the beat. And again, this is greatly mixed and well done. For the ear appeal score, I will give this a 7 out of 10, and this is really something that I think is a perfect score. It's really well produced, mixed, and mastered, to where nothing really feels out of place, it really flows well together, and I also just love her vocals in general. Every time she's on something, she kills it. And it just makes the song feel more unique, whether it's like her eerie singing in the choruses, or like, I don't know if it's rough, or just like so upfront rapping throughout, and she just makes the song her own, and I love that. Because sometimes there are some artists where it's like, okay, they're rapping over a beat, and they're like, and then I'm thinking like, oh, I could see this person on this beat doing it 10 times better than that. But it's like, I don't see anyone that can hop on these beats and like deliver the same exact thing she did. And I will say, this is going to be on repeat at least for the next couple months. And this does really make me want to grab the CD now, like really badly. Overall score, it deserves an 8 out of 10, and I feel like this is a great solid score for what this is. For an EP, this is a good score. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. I don't know what the next album review is gonna be. It'll be something, and it'll be soon. But yeah, it'll be something coming up soon, because I have a couple others. I had one that I promised, and then I have 2 that I'm excited for. But I want to do something in between this and the one I have to do. So, if you liked it, let me know down below, like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever, guys. See you in the next one.